Baby daddy's got the easiest life in the world. They really living out here.
Hey beautiful people, how you are doing today? Check out Destiny here and welcome back to my channel. How you are doing? Hope you guys are doing great. So today's video is a video of a TikToker who came on TikTok to actually rant about baby daddy and how people give baby daddy praises when they do the bare minimum. She want to talk about, because this TikToker, she's a single mom, she had the baby, and these around she did about baby daddy, how people give baby daddy the applaud and praises when they do the bare minimum, that they should start holding baby daddy accountable for their actions and not just blame just the woman for having a baby for a man that's not ready to be there, or a man that doesn't put in the work. She went on to talk about how women put most of the work when it comes to taking care of kids and having kids and all that, which I found very, very interesting. I need you guys to see this first part of the video because it became more, okay? So I need you guys to see this first part of the videos and then we'll come back and talk.
Baby daddy's got the easiest life in the world. They really living out here. I really dislike when people act like we chose this life as if we have control over another human. I have no control over how my ex chooses to act or the decisions he chooses to make. Even somebody who's so perfect to you in a relationship can hit parenthood and suck. And married women will tell you this. So I don't like when people say that, like, well, you did this to yourself. No, I didn't. How about we stop pointing the finger at the woman who is actually caring for the child 24/7 and start doing something about these men who just are selfish and could give a damn less about what their child has going on, or about the woman who's taking care of their child. How about we say something about that? How about we tell these men they need to step it up, whether y'all are in a relationship or not? How about we start holding men accountable for being fathers instead of just producing all these children and doing nothing? No matter what the situation is, it's always somehow the woman's fault. And that bothers me. All a man has to do is take one selfie with his child to look like the best father in the world. Nobody knows that he don't know that child's doctor. He don't know what insurance that child has. He don't know anything going on in that child's life. He can up and go and do whatever he wants for his career, for his life, without having to think about what that child has going on. He can come and go as he pleases. Y'all can call me dumb and a bitter baby mom all you want, but I don't think I'm the problem, because I think I'm the reason that my child is so taken care of. And I'm not gonna explain myself to anybody of why I chose to not terminate a pregnancy. Like, my baby is such a blessing. Let's start holding men accountable and expecting them to do more. I've made a video before talking about how we need to stop having the bar literally in hell for men, because now we're expected to work, provide, take care of the child, take care of the house. What is the man doing? Especially in a situation where y'all aren't together. Money is not enough. It will never be enough, because the woman's also expected to bring in money on top of everything else. So expecting the bare minimum from a man as a father, like, those days are over. And y'all not about to keep pointing fingers at my fellow single moms, because we are doing a lot every single day. And y'all need to stop praising and fueling these men's egos for taking a selfie with their child. Ask them a question about that child, see if they got an answer, or see if they have to look over to their partner for the answer.
Please go down in the comment section and share your thoughts. Love to know what you think about this conversation down in the comment section. I kind of agree with some of the things she said, but there are some things that just gave me an eyebrow. Anyway, this sister came around to actually give more details of our relationship and why she felt this way, because I feel like when people come and talk on certain points of views, they usually contest to it, which she did. Like I said, and like we agree on this channel, we're allowed to be different and we're allowed to have different opinion. So she having this opinion about baby daddy, I know that we definitely know it's stemming from somewhere. And she came to give us the backstory and the dynamic between her and her baby daddy and how she came to be pregnant and all that. So with that all said, guys, let's go hear some of the context to this story and then we'll come back and talk. But let me know what you think after you hear the story.
The thing a baby daddy is always going to have is the audacity, but one thing a single mom is always going to have is a will and a way. I have not been a bitter baby mama up until this point. My son is 9 months old. Let me explain to you why I now consider myself a bitter baby mama and why I'm not mad about it. I've been crying pretty much all day today because I cannot put my son in daycare. Even trying to find an in-home nanny that's like affordable for what I can afford has been crazy. Because me and my son are about to move to our first apartment. So I have all of those bills, and just the cost of childcare is just insane. So I found a daycare that I absolutely love. Everything is perfect about it. Mav loved it. He was in there smiling. It was great. I sent the information to his dad, and I was like, hey, this is the place. This is what they offer. This is how much it would be for both of us. I know that's a lot. Would that be something that you're able to do? He said yes, but with a list of things that he wanted before he helps me pay for daycare. Just an example of baby daddies just literally having the audacity, because how is any parental responsibility conditional? You have a child, you got responsibilities. But a baby daddy, I'm bitter. This is why I'm bitter. Because baby daddy can choose whether he wants to take on those responsibilities or not. I don't get to choose. I gotta get it done. I gotta get it figured out. But like I said, a single mom's always gonna find a way. After his response, I didn't even respond after he sent me a paragraph about the things that he wanted and that he's not gonna help me with daycare costs until he gets what he wants. Didn't even respond. I got it. I'm never gonna ask for anything ever again. So I am also a content creator, if you didn't know. I'm just gonna take my content creation more seriously, which includes me posting more about my life as a single mom and the things I go through. He happens to not love when I post about being a single mom because he has said previously that it makes him look bad. If he would step up and do his part, I wouldn't even be making these videos because I would have nothing to say, because things would be fine. But obviously they're not. So anyways, with that being said, I am a part of the TikTok creativity program. So I appreciate y'all for watching my videos and for relating to my videos and sharing your stories with me, because you are helping support me and my baby. And my baby daddy making the decisions that he's choosing to make, and to choose to not help us, and to choose to move to a completely different state that's like hours and hours of a plane ride away. Thank you, because you're actually helping us without even knowing. I'll take the bitter title. I'll take it. But one thing you can't say is that I'm not getting done, because I am, and my baby is so well taken care of and so loved, and will always be by me and my family. These are the things that my baby daddy is asking for before he will help me pay for daycare. I have to give context for anybody new here as to why I'm not giving him these things. Number one, he wants to be put on the birth certificate. Number two, he wants me to change my son's last name to his last name. And number three, he wants me to take my son up to spend time with his family. Before you say anything, here's my reasoning why I'm not doing any of those. One, he was not there during my pregnancy. All he did was stress me out and cause me extreme emotional struggle during my pregnancy. He came to one appointment that I basically had to beg him to come to, and I basically just got on my whole entire pregnancy. We're not married, and we live 2 hours apart, so any legal decisions that he would have to be present to sign for would be nearly impossible. I've given the passport example several times. If he wanted to be petty and say that I could not get my son a passport, he could do that if he was on the birth certificate. He's also about to move to Miami, so in the event that I needed anything done that he would have to be here to sign for, that would also be nearly impossible. And I did everything by myself. Still doing everything by myself. That goes for the last name too. Maverick's insurance is under me. I set up his insurance. Did he ever even ask about Maverick's insurance? No. Has he ever asked anything about doctors? No. I've had to tell him about everything, so I know I made the right decision not doing that. I used to work front desk at a dental office, and it was slightly frustrating, and extra steps needed to be taken when moms did not have the same last name as their child, especially when it comes to insurance and things like that. This isn't everybody's experience, but I've seen too much of it, and that's all I needed to make my decision. Now, if he was more present and doing more than just contributing financially, then I would always reconsider these things. And I've given him that option several times, but he somehow thinks that he has proven himself over the past almost year and a half. He literally said those words out of his mouth. I was like, be so for real. Sending an Apple Pay does not make you a father and does not make you deserving of having the same last name as your child. This is my personal opinion, and this is what is going to be easier for us in our day-to-day. We lived apart even when we were dating, so this is not anything new. But now he is moving states away. Like, you can't, like, it's a plane ride away. And if I'm the one who's taking care of everything and I'm the one who is doing all the doctor's appointment, like my son had to have surgery when he was just a couple months old, like I'm the one who set that up. He doesn't have to worry about things like that. So like, and it's just easier, the paperwork, the everything, like I saw it firsthand. It was seamless going through it, me being his mom, and even, you know, just applying for government assistance and applying for everything. We have the same last name. It was so much easier for us. Now when it comes to the family. Okay. We dated for about 1.5 years, and I only was around his family like a handful of times. When I was pregnant, nobody, not a single one of his friends or family members reached out to me, did anything for my child, nothing to this day. Okay, wait, that's a lie. One of his friends reached out to me during my pregnancy. She's very, very sweet. But nobody in his family ever checked on me. To this day, nobody would drive down here. So we currently live about 2 hours apart. So his family is like 2 hours like where he lives. Nobody ever came down. They said they would wait to meet my son until I was ready to take him up there. And so they've only met him one time at 6 months old because I drove him up there. Trying to do the right thing and be nice. If you saw the video about how much of a hot mess that was, you know. That was the first and last time because I'm not going out of my way to make sure that his family is a part of my son's life. Because my family has driven over 5 hours 3 times since my son was born to spend time with him. And every time my family comes, Maverick has gifts, he has new things, he has diapers. They're always asking what they can do. When I took my son up to see his family, he just came back dirty. Nothing new, things were actually missing. I'm still missing some of his food containers. They went through 50 ounces of my breast milk in 12 hours. Like, y'all, it was a hot mess. If you saw the video, you know. But they don't do anything for my son. I know they don't owe me anything, but like, you at least owe me respect. That is my child, and you want me to send my child to be around people who don't even show me an ounce of respect or care? I don't care who you are. It could be somebody on my family. I don't care who you are. You're not gonna be around my child. So I told y'all he's moving in like a week, and he wants me to take my child to meet his brother halfway so that his brother can take my child to go be with their kids and their family. I haven't seen his brother or talked to his brother in almost 2 years, since before I was pregnant. Why would I do that? And his brother has never even met my son. Even when I did take him up there, his brother never met my son. Again, these are my personal choices, and you know, there's a lot of things that I haven't shared and a lot of reasoning behind why I made the decisions that I did. But every decision I make is for what's best for my child. And I do not believe that just because you are blood related to my child that you are entitled to him or anything dealing with him. It's earned. There's a lot of work required to raise a child. It takes a village. And if you're not putting in an ounce of that work, sending an Apple Pay is nothing but the click of a thumb. That does not make you entitled to anything dealing with my child. And the fact that for him to take care of his responsibilities as a father is conditional, because I don't have a choice. And it doesn't matter how I feel about him, I've never kept him away. I FaceTime him every day, I send him photos, I send him videos. Like, I never keep him away. I do my part to keep him involved no matter how I feel about the things that he's doing and the decisions that he's making or the things that he says to me. But for him to take on responsibilities, I have to give him what he wants. So, in true Leo fashion, I'm never asking for anything ever again, because I'm gonna figure it out, and me and my son are about to go be living our best life in our new apartment, thriving and happy. And I appreciate y'all so much again for being here. I like literally cannot even say enough, and I'm really sad that there's so many people that can relate to my situation and are even going through things worse. But I am very excited to build a community and connect with y'all and hopefully bring some positive energy to your lives, and help you to kind of switch your mindset around and to just switch to that boss mama mentality, because y'all, we are doing it out here. We are doing it. And I don't want you to let anybody ruin your peace or make you stressed or struggling or anything. Like, do it for you, do it for your kids. You got this. All the men in the comments of my videos still saying, finding some way to make it the woman's fault that we end up as single moms. So by your logic, if I'm driving my car on the road and somebody hits my car because they weren't paying attention, it's my fault for being out on the road driving. That's the same logic that some of these delusional men, who probably are the ones who aren't taking care of their kids, be having in my comments. I can only control myself. And everybody's situation is different, but you can hear a million things across the board of why somebody became a single parent. And I just really don't like that even women who come on my page trying to say something about it, like, y'all act like you're perfect and that every relationship you've ever had has been perfect, especially like in your early 20s. So you're telling me you've never been played before. You're telling me you've never played somebody before, lied to somebody, tried to make things seem like they're not. Oh, okay. So unless you're the Virgin Mary waiting until marriage to have sex and have kids and do all that, like, I don't want to hear nothing from you, because everybody does. And trying to shame a woman who is taking care of the child 24/7, who is doing everything for that child 24/7, and not looking at the man who's doing nothing, how does that make sense? Like, where's the logic there? The logic is literally out the window. Like, what is y'all's thought process like to say something like that out loud and press comment and think that that makes sense? But again, it's usually the people who, one, have never even experienced anything like this. Like, you don't know what it's like to be a single parent. You don't know what it's like to leave a toxic relationship. You don't know what it's like to have to really, truly think about the life of another small human. Like, there's so many things to take into consideration, and once you get to that point, it's just a if you know thing. And so the people who get it. Or two, it's the men who think that the post is about them, but if the shoe fits, please wear it. Because not even just baby daddies, but men in general just always have the audacity. They just have the audacity. I prefer to live my life happy and at peace, and I wouldn't be that way if I stayed with my ex. So I am a single mom by choice, because I know my well-being and how I am in my life is going to directly reflect onto my child. And being his primary caretaker, he deserves me 100% at my best. But if you're another single mom in a position similar to mine, please don't be reading these comments and thinking anything less of yourself, because nobody knows what you had to go through. Nobody knows what got you to this point. The internet is literally fake. And one thing a man is going to do on the internet is be so bold and act like he is just Mr. Perfect King over here. Yeah, he's probably one of the ones not taking care of his kids. You're bitter. You knew what you were getting into. Blah, blah, blah. Duh, I'm bitter. Duh. For the small percentage of people who have something negative to say under my videos, this is for you. Here's some red flags that I ignored that could have prevented me from being in this situation. But honestly, I wouldn't change a thing because I love my baby so much. Like, you seeing me in my videos is not even anything compared to how I actually am with my baby in real life, because I love him so deeply. Like that, oh my gosh, I literally could not imagine my life without him. He's perfect. He's everything. But here are the red flags in my relationship that I did not pay attention to. So if you don't want to be a dummy like me, don't ignore the red flags. Keep in mind though, I was 23 years old when I met him and he was in his 30s. First red flag. Honestly, I should have ran for the hills after this. He used to justify, so he lived with another guy who was married at the time, and this guy used to cheat on his wife, constantly had a baby on her. She didn't know about the baby, all of that. And my ex would justify this, the guy that he lived with doing these things. I should have ran. Second one time we were having a conversation about kids and stuff. This was like earlier on in our relationship. And he said that if I had a kid with him and ever had to get a C-section, that I would have to get a tattoo to cover the C-section scar, because he wouldn't want to look at the scar. Number 3, he was very lustful over other women, and he loved women with shape. When I first met him, I was very skinny, athletic, muscular, A cup. I got extremely insecure, and I actually eventually ended up getting my breast augmentation because of that. And I really wish I would have waited. I'm not blaming that on him. Like, obviously that was just Delulu young version of me doing that. Like, why would I ever get a freaking surgery to appease a man? But yeah. We have the same career. We're both personal trainers, and he used to flirt with all of his female clients, like 95% of them. And he said that's how he kept his business. That might be okay with some people, but that was never going to be okay with me, and I should have ran. He also lied to me one time about, like, he took one of his female clients out to dinner because she, like, confessed how much she liked him. I went through his Apple Watch, and this is how I found this out, because I just had a feeling. I just freaking knew. She was talking about how much she liked him and all this, and he said he took her out to eat because he felt bad. And I remember the day he did, because he told me he was with one of his friends, because I called him, he didn't answer. He was like, oh, I'm with so-and-so, and I was like, oh, okay. Come to find out, he was out at dinner with her because he said he felt bad that she liked him and that he was dating me. And I stayed. Do you see my lip quiver? Like, that's disgusting. Another red flag. Him and his female friends used to call each other like babe and baby. Again, some of these things might be okay to other people, but like, that was never gonna be okay with me. I became so much of who I'm not and dealt with so many things that I just would not, because I truly believed that the things that I wanted were unrealistic. I always told him I believed in fairy tale love and I believe in happy endings, you know, stuff like that. And he said that that was unrealistic and genuinely made me feel crazy, and that love is not like that, which I now know firsthand is the farthest thing from the truth. When you're in a toxic relationship, you're blinded to so many things. And so when the question presents of like, well, you knew this person, you knew how this person was before, honestly, sometimes you don't, because when somebody even has narc traits or anything like that, they make you feel like you're the problem. They make you feel like the things that you're asking for are unrealistic, and they're just perfect. And as women, I feel like we easily fall into the trap of that sometimes if we're not mentally strong and mentally tough within ourselves, or even confident. I lacked a lot of confidence. And to the people saying like, well, you should have just had him, I presented terminating the pregnancy. I did. I presented terminating the pregnancy when I was 6 weeks. This was the night that we officially ended things, and I never looked back. I said, well, if we're not going to be able to do this and work together, you know, I can terminate pregnancy. And he got so angry. Like, okay. I took videos from that night, and like videos that would literally just have to be played in court because of how bad it was. And I was 6 weeks pregnant at this time. So like, y'all don't even know what you're talking about. I presented all the options. Like, I really did. I really tried. And I was like, hey, if we're not going to be able to work together and do this, like, but even then I didn't know. I had to go through my whole pregnancy healing. And it took my whole entire pregnancy for me to heal. A lot of back and forth, a lot of conflicting emotions, a lot of guilt. There was just a whole process of trying and then knowing that like, this is not okay. You know, at the end of the day, the only person who knows what's going to be best for you is you. The only person who knows what's going to be best for your child is you. Anybody can say anything they want. Family members can say anything they want. People on the internet can say anything they want. But at the end of the day, who's living your life? And who's raising your child? You. So block the noise and trust yourself. I trust myself, my instinct, my intelligence, my logic so much, and my confidence is boosted. I feel like when I became pregnant, my brain just changed. I turned 25 during my pregnancy, so my frontal lobe finished developing, and I was pregnant and preparing for motherhood, and I just feel like myself, like as a whole, I changed completely. It's like I woke up from a delusion. Should I have left a long time ago? Yes. But everything in life happens for a reason, and I wouldn't change a thing, because I wouldn't even be in this headspace that I'm at if I didn't go through the things that I did, or if I didn't have the responsibilities that I do now. I love being a mother, and I can't wait to have more kids. And I trust myself and my judgment a lot more now to know to not put myself in a bad situation again. But there is a light on the other side, and it's okay if you got stuck in a toxic and bad situation. Your life will get better, and your child is a blessing, so enjoy them. Baby daddies getting to pick and choose what they help with and when they show up should be a crime. The only people who have something to say about that are the people who are probably doing that. The men who are not showing up for their kids. Or men who are just enablers and are always going to support men no matter what the situation is. But let me tell you something about me. All it takes is one time for you to say no, that you're not going to help, and I will never ask again. For there to be conditions for you to help with things that your child needs, that's really sad. I'm actually one of the chillest and most laid back people ever, and I so badly wanted things between me and my baby daddy to like go smoothly. Still to this day, I would be fine if we could figure out how to communicate and for things to go smoothly. I just don't like that people who are blood related to my child feel so entitled to him without putting in an ounce of work. You want the title, you want to be able to show him off, you want all of the things to look good to the public and to feel good about yourself, but you don't want to actually put in the work that it takes to be a real parent. Because being a parent is 24/7, and I'm the one putting in 110% of the work 24/7. I don't get to say no to anything. What needs to be done, and I have to do it. If nobody else is going to, I have to. I have to show up, and I have to do it whether I have help or not. And I'm fine with that, because one thing about me, I'm gonna get it done. I don't care if I have to take on a second job. I don't care what I have to do. I'm gonna get it done. And I will never beg somebody to care about my child enough to uphold their responsibilities when, like, regarding the child. Because at the end of the day, it's not for me. It's not for me, it's for my child. Baby daddies really act like the money that they give you for child support is like going directly to you. One thing I did to protect myself from this though is I opened a separate bank account. And so anytime he has sent me money for Maverick, I put that money straight into that bank account, and I only buy things for Maverick with that bank account. If you're a single mom, or if you're pregnant and gonna be a single mom, be smart. I need you to take your time and think about a lot of things. Don't be naive to things. Be strong and strict with your boundaries. Never move off of emotion. Become numb to that other person, and put your child at the forefront of your mind. Nothing else matters. No matter what the other party decides to do, if you follow that rule, you'll be good. I know it's really hard to not move off of emotion, but it's the best thing that you can do for this whole process. And, you know, when it comes to co-parenting, or at least trying to co-parent, that's the best thing you can do for yourself. Because at the end of the day, all we can control is ourselves. Why did you open your legs for someone you wouldn't be a good father of your child? Don't want to take accountability? Sarah. Y'all say stuff like this out of your mouth and really think that you're doing something, and think that you're eating, and think that you're collecting somebody. So let me just tell you, have y'all never heard of a wolf in sheep's clothing? When a child comes into the picture, people can switch up very fast. Granted, that's not my situation, and I understand that if you've just seen this video of me, then you don't really know my situation. In all of my videos, I take a lot of accountability for ignoring a lot of things, because this person has been the way that he is, and I was just blinded to it. It was like a cake made with salt, but the cake was so beautiful, and I didn't take a bite of the cake until I got pregnant. And then I saw things for what they were, and I spit it out and never went back. Y'all act like people can't switch up, and they do. We're humans at the end of the day. Again, blaming a woman for opening her legs for someone who's not going to be a good child. How about we hold men accountable and make them fathers? How about men being accountable for their responsibilities and not just inside a woman and having the option to dip? How about that? How about, oh, dang, he needs to step up, because the mother has to step up, but we don't expect men to. And that's my problem. Yeah, I opened my legs, but somebody had to get inside there. Somebody had to put the child inside me, but I'm the only one responsible for that child. We give men the option to be present or to not. But at the end of the day, I mean, women, we lose either way.
Exactly. We lose either way. Please go on in the comment section and share your thought. Love to know what you think about this video down in the comment section, and I tell us to what you think about it. Go down and share your thought, but please keep it respectful. Here on this channel, we're allowed to disagree, but we do it in a respectful way as always. And thank you guys for always having an amazing conversation in the comment section. I do appreciate you guys. So for me, a whole lot of a story. First off, before I even say anything, before I forget why talking, she said when she was 6 weeks old, she brought up different options. So what I really need to understand is then, why did you keep it when you saw all the red flags and know, oh, this was a cake with the salt in it, now you've tasted it? Why didn't you just save yourself everything and just get rid of it? That was 6 weeks. I feel like this is one of the conversations we've had here over and over again. And this child is barely less than a year old. So these are conversations and this is why I post content that I do. These are conversations that have been on and on and on for a while on social media, and even more people are talking about this. Some women really want to learn from experience rather than taking from other people's book and learn and like, you know, this is not going to be me. Why do you, this is something that a lot of women, if you even look at your mother, you look at your auntie, you look around you, you find out that having a child as a whole boils down to you as the mother. She keeps talking about, no shade to this creator or trying to bring her down or not to validate single mothers. I'm not really talking to single mothers in general, like all single mothers. I'm talking about the ones that had the opportunity to not be in that situation but still went into that situation and are still angry about it, because she clearly stated that she had the option, but because he got angry and probably manipulated her, and then she changed her mind. I don't know what the situation is. But as much as we talk about, hold men accountable, you can't really hold men accountable. And this is why we women, we need to be very smart about who we choose to lay down with, who we choose to have children with. Because like she said, you can't control what the other person do, but you can control what you do. So why don't you make a decision that serves you and with your purpose and what you want in life, rather than thinking, oh, what's this person going to say, what's this person going to decision? Because you can't control that. The person can switch up on you. And this is why I don't understand why we women, we keep being in the same loop over and over again. She was young. What was the reason why you decided to be with a man that didn't treat you right? You were just with this man for just a year plus, and you got pregnant by him and you had the baby. And now you're like, oh, he's not just sending Apple Pay. Like, what were you expecting? What were you expecting? Was it taking care of you while both of you were dating? Like, we really need, especially as women, need to start holding ourselves accountable and telling ourselves, including the younger ones, and letting them know what's up. Because you clearly stated it, this man was not a wolf in sheep clothing. He showed you who you really were. You were just blinded by it. It took you pregnancy for you to know who you are. I know you're making light of the situation, like, oh, yes, you're going to do well, but there are a whole lot of women out there, and this is why I'm bringing this type of video for you guys and all that. If you come across it or you're in even similar situation, these men are not going to change. Having a child is a lot of work. We've established that already on this channel. Having even just one child is a lot of work that you as a woman is going to put your life on stop for a period of time, because you have to look after that little human being. Your entire responsibility is going to fall on you. Things are going to get harder than it usually was before you had a child. So ask yourself, before you even decide to keep that child or decide to have that child, decide to even it wide open. Ask yourself, is this man worth me but wide open? Is this man worth it, me having a child for him? Is this man worth it? Learn to love yourself. Go heal your trauma. Go heal your inner child of whatever is drawing you to these toxic men. I'm not talking to this creator, I'm talking generally. So that you attract good people. And even if you don't attract any good man, be alone, and it's okay to be alone and be happy and have peace of mind. A lot of women that took the other route, they don't have peace of mind. It's chaos here, chaos here, chaos here. It's really crazy. Anyway, guys, please go down in the comment section and share your thoughts. Love to know what you think about these conversations down in the comment section. But please keep it respectful. Here on this channel, we're allowed to disagree, but do it in a respectful way, okay? Go ahead and share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversation. So go ahead and share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push out my content for more people to see, and that will be you supporting your girl. With that all said, guys, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces.